everybody's been doing state of trial, state of. I would like to put my own take on what's happening out there in the world of Destiny. My predictions for this game, Trials. I've never been flawless. Never. I've never. Yeah, D1, I hated Crucible. It wasn't until the end of D1 that I actually started caring about my KD in Crucible. Like, I got it from a .7 after like 3 years of Destiny 1 not caring to like a .9 for Destiny 2. I was like, I want to turn over a new leaf. I want to, I want to get better at Crucible. Which, honestly, at the same time, I got better at PvE, because the better I aim in PvE, the more ads I clear, and then, so I have gotten better, and my journey to get better is not done. But the state of trials, I've never been flawless, and wanted to go flawless. I got helped, like, I fought, but I wasn't as good as I am now. I wouldn't say I was completely carried, but I would say it was extremely helpful that I have two really good players, two really good players, because one of them wasn't doing, and one of them was average like me, right, on my team for flawless for Trials of the Nine. But Trials of Osiris is something I've wanted to get into a long time ago. I never did. There is absolutely no point for me to do it now. There's not even a point to even load up Trials outside to get some good guns, which I guess is great if you like that. I'm personally after the armor set, but even outside of that, there's no adept weapons. What they call adept weapons. It was with an alternate final perk that came with the weapons. Nothing adept, nothing ornamental different, nothing no ornaments were different, nothing. There's no adept weapons. There is no unique customizable rewards to your armor upon going flawless, and they're only temporary. Like, they reskinned a bunch of armor for Trials. And I get they're bringing it back, so they're going old school. I want new stuff. I'm sick and tired of Bungie and Destiny, like, reskinning old content for the sake of nostalgia. Nostalgia is not going to feed my want to continue to play this game over others that have better content. I am sick and tired of old crap being used again. We're going to go to collections. I'm going to go to my Titan armor. Let's just start with weapons. How many, whether it's an old concept or it's the same weapon, come from D1? How many? Jade Rabbit. We're going to start out here. Jade Rabbit. Mida. Same concept as Red Death. Crimson. Suros. Ace of Spades. Last Word. Outbreak. Bad Juju. Chaperone. Thorn. What else? Monte Carlo. We'll go to... I think the Fighting Lion was... maybe, I don't know. Hard Light, definitely. Lord of Wolves. Okay. Fourth Horseman. Black Spindle, or Whisper of the Worm. It's the Black Spindle. That's what the gun is. Sleeper. Queenbreaker. Thunderlord. Truth. Nearly, I would say over half of the exotics are reskins. Let's go to the armor. Immediately. 1, 2, 3, Eternal Warrior. 4, ACDs. That's 4. I think Hollow Fireheart was in D1. Thinking. Heart of Inmost Light. Crest of Alpe Lupe. No. That's the same concept. It was Helm of Inmost Light, which was the exotic. So, that's the same concept. It's a little better for armor. Take that back. No, it's not. Over half my armor. Let's go look at the... No really new planets. The only thing that was new was this. Nessus and Isle. And Titan. The state of Destiny 2 isn't good. Like, I am by far not the most knowledgeable person of this game. But for PvP, it's a joke. I mean, you have hackers on PC, you have... This is not even worth going... Like, there's no point to go flawless. There's absolutely no point. You want to throw me some cosmetic armor set? I'm tired of chasing cosmetical items. I want to chase things that actually help my function in the game. If the Trials armor helped you inside Trials as the way to draw people to go flawless, let's say that it wasn't necessarily adept weapons, like you gain increased reload speed on scout rifles if you are... if you're 2 people, if 1 person dies. They have increasing benefits. And if you're last Guardian standing, they have everything that's enhanced targeting, all of this. That would be worth it. But there isn't even that. It is just reskinned old nostalgia that wasn't even done right. They did the majority of it and didn't throw an adept anything. You have raids that are useless because the raid itself is useless. There is no point for me to do this outside of Powerfuls. And honestly, the gear that the raid gives me, I can infuse that into something else because there's raid mods that I can equip on weapons that they get from normal drops in the world. There is no point to do raids. There's no point to keep any armor. None. There's no point for raid armor. None. There is no perks that help you on raid armor like there was in D1. There wasn't. And while you're torn between dimensions, your agility was increased. There was a point to wear the raid armor. There was a point to wear it. You had the challenges, which gave you the ornaments, and to flare off to everybody else, and the raid armor was actually useful inside the raid, and you had to find pieces of exotics that you sacrificed for this or for that. Like, there is no point for raid armor. None. There is no point for titles. There is no point for me to get any of these titles. What does this give me? What does the Garden of Salvation title give me? What does it give me? It doesn't give me anything outside of bragging rights. There is no exclusive armor set behind any of these titles to chase after that help. There's the grind in Destiny 2 is ridiculous. Me and my buddy Ben grinded for 2 whole days doing nothing but bounties to unlock the Earth Bunker. I have never done so many bounties and never had to grind for so long. Not even since Destiny, even in Destiny 1, when you had to grind for the exotic swords, there was a point to grind, and it only took 3 hours. So I had it down to a math. It was 2 hours and 40 minutes, or 3 hours, depending on where you went to get the materials for the exotic swords in D1. That was a grind, but it was an awesome grind because it gave me something rewarding. They rewarded me for the grind. There is no reward for the grind. It is grind, grind, senseless. There is no incentive to grind. This season is a dang joke. It is Curse of Osiris with more fluff. That is it. That is it. Season of the Dawn was better than this. Way better. Sure, you had to grind, but it wasn't as intense, and it was kind of fun. It was rewarding. There's no point for raids. There is no point for what's the tower vendors. There is no point to rank up with Zavala or Shax or Banshee. There is no like rank 50 of like there was no rewards like you had in the vendor system in D1, and even then again that wasn't perfect. But where Ikora is useless, Soraya is useless. He's useless. She is. He is definitely useless, and she is more useless. Saint 14 has become a trophy mount for all intents and purposes for an activity which there's no point in doing. There's no point to go flawless. Anybody that says so for armor, cosmetically based, sure, I guess you're into that, and a shiny emblem. That's it. No adept weapons, no adept armor, no cool ornaments. And let's just talk about the overwhelming Store of Destiny. They did more work on this dang store and the ornaments and items than they did on the season. They put trials themed gear behind a paywall. This ornament is literally just a flared up version of Fourth Horseman. That's like a modern version. That's it. Um, yeah, don't even get me started on the dang store. I get they have to make their own money, but when your Eververse items look more flaring and fancier, or whatever you word or flavor text you want to put in there, better than the actual season, there's an issue. I'm tired of putting. Let's see. Let's look up wasted on Destiny. I know I'm pushing close to 3,000 hours wasted on D2. I'm showing this. Okay. So, I am approximately 52 hours away from clearing 3,000 hours in Destiny 2, and I still know people who have times higher, 4, 5, 6,000, 7,000 hours. Okay? None of all of it's actually wasted time, even. Um, just to show you, I've been playing since D1, a D1 veteran, I played less in D1 because of a thing called life, and I more consistently had a job during D1 than D2. 40%, it's still updating. I'll tell you in a second. Okay, 2,434 hours on my Titan, 85 hours on my Hunter, and 14 hours on my Warlock. All of these were deleted multiple times and multiple times and multiple times. That's why the hours are so low. I've deleted I've wasted out of those hours 215 hours. So you would spread those between the two, yeah, whatever, I don't know. But I would be 330, 100 something, or close to 32. 37.9%, 99% is in story. 15% of my time is in strikes. 17% of my time is in raids. There's a whopping 3% in Gambit, and that's a little green area. I spend more time in raids than I do strikes. 24% of my time is in Crucible. So I am not like, I wouldn't say I'm a casual. Like I'm definitely not a casual player. I mean, sure, I don't have every single title, and there's some titles you can't even get anymore. But there is like no point. There's there is Unbroken. There is only one thing. I need to get multiple seasons and then one more season. I've never been to Legend, sure. Like I said, it hasn't been really too high on my list is to get there. I've gotten close, got the Mythic, but like, I guess my problem is that I would say to put everything into a list. I'm not sure if this video is going to get a lot of views, but I'm putting it out there regardless. 5 things. Everything for PvE and PvP are going to be in. There's going to be 2 different things, but everything's going to be lumped in. PvE. Vendors. Refresh. Armor refresh. A point to raid armor. Raid mods should stay. Raid gear should be with raid gear. It shouldn't be able to put on any armor. It should stay with raid armor, because that's the whole point of raid armor. Raid armor also should have exclusive perks to help you perform better inside the raid. For example, Garden of Salvation. Okay, while you're shooting eyes. Faster aim down sight speeds and handling. Let's say if one of your guys is, and it's only 2 people, right? That could help with 2 people. Faster handling and aim down sight speeds for while you're shooting eyes. For the person that's reading off of the eyes, it could be enhanced. There's a whole number of things you could do that. For the Gambit team, they already started doing it. But even further than that, while picking up moats or while defending a complex, you do increase. They already did that with that, but it's not even. I would say it needs to be better within a 10-meter radius, or in a 10 within 30 feet of the active complex. You do more damage to opponents. Increase the damage against adds, decrease the damage in percentage against the boss, so it doesn't like crazily stack with a bunch of things. Or there's just many things I could do. For Leviathan, While you are on plate, on the plates for Callus, you gain increased recovery and um, reload speed. Therefore improves DPS and you survive in the ads if somebody dies, or you get hit by Callus's beam or blast. There's so many things that they could do. Okay, strikes. Strike loot, strike specific loot needs to not be a joke. A grind that is purposeful is extreme but rewarding. There has to be a balance between a mind-numbing grind and the reward behind it. It has to be worth it. Right now, that's just plain not worth it. I could go on for hours for PvE. I could literally truly go on for hours. But I'm going to stop right there for PvP. A point to go flawless, adept weapons, an anti-cheat system, a, uh, a a way so I don't get error coded out of the game. You know, PvP is just as its own. There's more knowledgeable people. I'll just put out the ones that are glaringly noticeable to me. Everybody else, you can just go to other YouTubers to understand, because I'm never going to be that knowledgeable in PvP. I will be a PvE hybrid, but I'll never be a PvP PvPer. Just never going to happen. PvE, I'll talk about that all day long, but that's why one was more in depth than other. I'm a hybrid of the two, sure, but I still play more PvE activities. And that's why I can say the grind is ridiculous for a reward that is glaringly not so great. Game functionality. I have had more error code issues and my game has crashed more times in the history of Destiny 2 in this season than ever before. Like, I get the coronavirus is out there and, they're working from home, this and that, but, I mean, come on. You have a game to maintain. I'm going to say this. The leadership of Bungie is a dang joke. The devs are talented, and there are some extremely talented people working for Bungie, but the leadership is a joke. It is a bunch of people playing house with a mansion they don't know how to run. Period. And they've proven it with this season. Luke Smith should be fired. Period. The end. He almost killed Destiny 2, and he literally almost killed Destiny 2 at launch. He's done a bunch of redeeming factors, but they really need to change things. The devs are talented. The leadership needs to put their stuff in gears and fix whatever they need to fix, because people are leaving. Like Reddit posts, like, Trials is now, okay, you want to be sweaty? Fine. Fine. There is some really good casual players for PvP that gave things a challenge. Everything was neck to neck. But now that everything's gone, even the hardcore people are having issues. Even they are not going flawless. So something has to be done. Because if it's not done, I could see in a year's time that this game, I could say I know a bunch of people personally that won't be buying the September DLC. Because this is ridiculous. I'm a PvE grinder all day long, but this is ridiculous. This is overboard. This is overboard. Like, this is there has to be a better way to do things than this. Like, there's a bunch of things that's improved since Destiny 1, sure, but right now, the things that are wrong with Destiny to are more glaringly obvious than the things that are positively different. UI is more user-friendly than D1. It does look a whole lot nicer of a game. There's more subclasses. For anybody just joining Destiny, they have a ton of content to chew through. That's the good thing for new light players. They have 10 seasons of content to chew through that are available through DLC outside of the stuff that was season exclusive. It's good for them. So Bungie just needs to respect the grind. There's not enough respect for the community that they have, because they do take advantage a lot. They try to double dip, and they've been caught red-handed with a stick in their hand 4 times in the cookie jar instead of 1. So this will be the end of this video. I will move on to a more user-friendly video. Have a wonderful day.